Out here at the Broadmoor World Arena for the finals of the 1989 U.S. Boxing Championships. Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Proctor along with Dr. Harvey Schiller. If you're with us last week, you saw some exciting boxing here at the Broadmoor World Arena. We're looking forward to some more of it tonight. And I guess everyone, Harvey, is anticipating the bout involving Skipper Kelp, an 18-year-old youngster from Colorado Springs, a local product. His friends and his family are here to watch him box tonight.
Well, you're right. Skipper Kelp is not just a great boxer, he's a great young man. A lot of local support. I think it's going to be a very, very exciting bout.
We'll also see if 112-pounder Brian Lonon can win his 4th national championship. We'll also preview the 1989 heavyweight division. And speaking of heavyweights, the top-ranked professional heavyweight in the world, Evander Holyfield, will join us to call the heavyweight bout. Speaking of Evander, I know you and he are pretty tight. What's the deal? When are he and Tyson going to get together?
Well, we were going to get on the racquetball court together. I don't think we're going to do it. You know, forehand takes on a whole new meaning. They're going to get together. I'm not sure it's a matter of time. It's a matter of how much.
Well, there is some talk about a possible winner-take-all bout between Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. We'll get to the bottom of it later tonight.
Bout number 4, 112 pounds.
The Broadmoor World Arena, the site of a 112-pound flyweight matchup between Ricky Jones, 17 years of age, from Augusta, Georgia, and Brian Lonon, a 3-time national champion, 3-time Army champion. And this is the matchup of the veteran, the guy with lots of experience, against the up-and-coming youngster. And Ricky Jones is confident that he can beat Brian Lonon.
Well, Ricky Jones is a very gutsy boxer. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of heart, but obviously Brian Lonon's got the experience bringing him into the ring.
Brian Lonon in the dark top, white trunks. Ricky Jones wearing the red top and dark or blue trunks. The tail of the tape, Jones with a reach advantage, 2 inches taller. They weigh the same, and Lonon with a big edge in experience, and he feels experience. He says, it gives me the edge. I've been in tough situations before, and I don't feel the pressure. Ricky Jones will feel the pressure.
We'll see. We'll see.
Just to refresh your memory about the rules in amateur boxing, 3 3-minute rounds, a 1-minute rest period between each round. The 20-point must system is in effect. The winner of a round receives 20 points, the loser a lesser number. The mandatory 8 count also in effect. Well, they're getting after it in the first round.
I expected this to happen. I really expected 2 aggressive boxers coming on strong. Again, Lonon is the more experienced boxer, but he's moved up to 112 pounds. He wants to control this weight class, having been the champion 3 times at 106.
Floyd East is the referee for this bout, and a caution to both Lonon and to Jones. Jones said, Lonon doesn't impress me, even though he's a 3-time national champion. I think a 3-time champ should be much more aggressive than Lonon is.
Well, we'll see. You know, one of the things that Lonon has said, that he expects the boxers that he faces at 112 pounds to be much stronger, because they're typically moving down from 10 pounds above that to their fighting weight. And, of course, him moving up from 106, he doesn't see that same weight advantage.
He says he's still kind of feeling his way through the 112-pound division.
Well, he's a classy boxer. Both classy young men.
Brian Lonon in the U.S. Army, stationed at Fort Hood, Texas. He's been in the Army for 6 years. He's got 2 more years to go. Jones has had great success at the junior Olympic level, the 85, 86, and 87 junior Olympic champion.
At this particular point, I would think that Brian Lonon is slightly ahead, probably by a 1-point advantage. If you're scoring just this particular round, you'd probably score at about 20-19.
Brian Lonon in the blue jersey, the white trunks, young Ricky Jones in the red top and the dark or blue trunks.
Remember, we're above 6,000 feet here at Colorado Springs, and expecting as these bouts move on, especially when each of these boxers have fought 5 or 6 times during this week, that you may see some tiring as the bout goes on.
And in talking to many of the boxers throughout the competition, they say that they really feel the altitude in the 3rd or final round. Feel it in their legs.
Lonon had a nice straight left and right on that exchange, and might have had a slight advantage. Here we see that we're taking a point off.
It's a warning.
A warning, a point deducted. That definitely will give the round to Brian Lonon. That's a very, very difficult point to make up.
So a warning issued to Ricky Jones, 3 warnings in the course of a bout, and you get a disqualification.
You know that a judge does not have to take the point away if he feels that a penalty or an error was not imposed by the boxer. He does not have to agree with the referee.
Brian Lonon intends to fight till the 1992 Olympic Games. And we're down to the final 15 seconds of round 1 between the up-and-coming youngster, 17-year-old Ricky Jones, and the wily veteran, 24-year-old Brian Lonon.
Little more
boxing action from the World Arena, the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs.
From outside to the body of the right.
You're looking into the corner of Ricky Jones. His coaches are Tom Muratis and Juan Fuentes.
Brian Lonon with a nice straight right shot, scoring heavily on Ricky Jones, dominating that first round. With a point taken away, he's well ahead.
Jones issued a warning by referee Floyd East in round 1 for holding.
Jones was breathing very, very hard in between rounds. We'll see if there's a difference in his performance. Sometimes you notice that the 10-ounce headgear looks a little bigger on one boxer's head than it does on another. A lot of that has to do with the different type of foam material that's used.
Ricky Jones got started boxing at the age of 10, which for him is only 7 years ago. He's only 17 now. He got started boxing after seeing his cousin David McBride with lots of boxing trophies and said he wanted some for himself.
Lonon playing a little bit with his headgear. Jones got in a nice hook shot, and it probably did a little bit of damage to Lonon. We'll see if that continues.
Lonon has won 3 national championships at 106 pounds. There have been 4 boxers in amateur history, or 5 boxers actually, who have won 4 or more titles.
Jones has a lot of making up to do at this particular point. I think he's well enough behind that it's almost to the point where they say you got to knock him out to win.
Brian Lonon happened to be sitting behind us when we were talking to Ricky Jones and overheard the comment about Lonon not being aggressive enough for a 3-time champion. I think Ricky's finding out maybe he shouldn't say those things.
That's right. It's a little tough to sit in and hear somebody else's interview.
It's one thing about, particularly the real young boxers, the 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, they're very honest.
I know, and when we... Oh.
That's a slip.
I think that was not just a slip. I think that was a tired fall. He looks a little bit exhausted. He seems to be rocking forward on his toes.
It would appear that Brian Lonon's experience is too much for Ricky Jones.
And a little bit of conditioning here, too. Another good hook. Connecting very well on the part of Brian Lonon.
So Lonon undoubtedly winning round 1 as a result of the warning issued to Jones, and Lonon very strong in round 2.
No question at the edge's experience.
Lonon says after he finishes his amateur boxing career, he wants to stay in the Army and help develop young men in boxing and soldiering.
This flyweight weight class is particularly dominated by foreign boxers. Pedro Reyes of Cuba, Kim Sun of Korea, Tuz of the GDR, and typically very, very strong outside of the United States. But whoever wins this bout will be the national champion. They're better than anyone else.
You heard Floyd East issue the 3 commands that are used in amateur boxing: stop, box, and break.
That's all they're allowed, since everybody speaks a different language.
Referees don't need much of a vocabulary, do they?
No, they don't.
Stop, box, and break. That's it.
I don't think that Brian Lonon needs much more to win the bout. I think he's got enough points right now.
And a caution issued to Brian Lonon. It appeared for butting.
Again, that head can do quite a bit of damage, and the referees exercise a great deal of caution and warning and the boxers about using the head.
Jones is really weary.
He is.
Just leaning on Lonon, trying to hold on at this point. And Lonon continues to score. The number of scoring blows that land are really what's important in this type of competition. So another very good round for Brian Lonon. Ricky Jones very wobbly as he heads back to his corner.
Although I think Lonon's worked harder in this bout than he has in the whole tournament.
So Jones gasping for breath, and here's the slip earlier in the second round.
And again, I think this is catching up on my breath right here. Almost a tackle. It's a good thing Lonon ran away.
So a tired Ricky Jones, until his brother was able to drive him to the gym this year. Ricky used to ride the bus for almost 3 hours to get to the gym, and then his coach would take him home after working out and drop him off 3 miles from home, let him run home to get in shape.
Lonon is obviously the stronger boxer, much more aggressive, and as we keep saying, the edge's experience. He's kind of come out strong right here, and he's going to continue to score.
So as we enter round 3 between Ricky Jones and Brian Lonon, it would appear that Lonon is way ahead on points.
And watch the hands. You can see Jones's hands are typically well below his shoulders. The white part of the glove on the part of Lonon is above his shoulders, showing that strength and endurance.
Lonon much the stronger of the two in this final round.
Good left hook on the part of Lonon. Strong connection. Now he's just scoring at will. Good combination punching. And Jones is just along for the ride.
So Ricky Jones is getting an education at the expense of Brian Lonon. A caution issued to Lonon for holding and hitting.
But both boxers are good boxers, and I expect both of these to be used for a lot of international competitions in the months ahead. Remember, both of these are medalists. One will have the gold, one will have the silver. Jones is breathing very, very hard. Very, very hard.
Brian Lonon in the white trunks, Ricky Jones in the dark or blue trunks.
You know, it's almost a professional type of bout on the part of Jones. He's just using the ropes and holding on.
Both the gold and silver medalists from the national championships will qualify for the U.S. Olympic Festival in July in Oklahoma City, along with 2 other boxers from the Eastern and Western Olympic trials, Olympic Festival trials.
You know that Jones is still returning punches, so the bout is not that one-sided that you would say that the bout ought to be stopped. The referee is watching it real clearly. He's taking another point away. Oh,
from Lonon.
From Lonon.
For holding and hitting,
holding in the back of the head. Now, even with that point taken away, I think it's Lonon's bout. Clearly, Lonon's round.
So Jones received a warning in the first round. Lonon is tagged with 1 in the third.
Here it comes. Now we have a warning on the part of Jones.
His second.
Well, that'll even out the Lonon warning.
1 more warning to Jones, and he'll be disqualified.
Lonon's head is clearly up. He's showing a lot of strength. Throwing hooks, throwing combination punches.
Do some referees issue cautions and warnings more often than others?
Well, we hope not. We hope there's some quality control and standardization. You know, as you move into these particular bouts at the championship level, the referees are weeded out and you're working with the best. And all of the people we'll be seeing tonight are typically the ones that work in the international circuit as well. These are world-class referees.
And it appears that both boxers are tired in the final minute of this third round.
One of the things that I think you see happen when one boxer is at, not boxing up to the same level as the other, in this case, Lonon's throwing a lot more punches because there are a lot more openings. But they both are getting just a bit sloppy now, getting in the last seconds.
Olympic gold medalist Andrew Maynard was asked the difference between amateur and professional boxing. He said, when you turn pro, you throw 100 punches less in the course of a bout.
Well, that's why they go more than 3 rounds.
But it's a much different pace. This is a sprint. Professional boxing is more of an endurance event.
It's anaerobic.
Final seconds of the final round between Ricky Jones and Brian Lonon from the 1989 U.S. Boxing Championships at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Olympic gold medalist Brian Boitano, this world champion electrified the world with a breathtaking performance in the 1988 Winter Olympics.
There is no performance deep down inside of me that I could have skated any better than the night in Calgary on February 20th.
Now, this champion of champions speaks out on the 1990 Goodwill Games.
With the Goodwill Games, you really are getting the top athletes in each sporting event.
The 1990 Goodwill Games, a winning tradition.
We await the decision in the 112-pound bout between Brian Lonon and Ricky Jones. Lonon trying to win his 4th national championship.
In the flyweight division, in the blue corner, Lonon.
And Brian Lonon succeeds. His 4th U.S. championship. He won 3 at 106 pounds, moving up to 112 pounds, and he is successful and becomes the 6th amateur boxer in history to win 4 or more national championships. Lonon's victory was just one of the 12 exciting